Hey, good evening, Rabbi. So we're continuing in Daf Hashavua.
Recording in progress.
We're learning Maseches Nedarim. We begin in the Mishnah. Tonight we're doing Nun Beis Amud Aleph. We begin Nun Aleph Amud Beis. Zak the Mishnah. Hanoidim min hechalav muter b'kum. One made a neder to aser milk. He's muter in whey. Whey is a liquid product that could be separated from milk. It's high in protein. It's good for muscle mass. Rabbi Yossi says no. If you aser milk, you're aser in whey. Min hakum, if he asers whey, muter b'chalav. He's muter in milk. According to our Gersa, Rabbi Yossi doesn't argue about this. Rabbi Yossi only says if you aser milk, you're aser in whey. He doesn't say if you aser whey, you're aser in milk. Says the Ran, Hanod min achalav muter b'kum, kum hainu mayim hayotz min achalav v'karan lai siro. Kum is water that comes out of milk. It's called siro. Rabbi Yossi oiser b'gemara mafarish taima. Min hakum muter b'chalav l'fum lishna d'masnis masher sinami moed b'ha. From the lashon of the Mishnah is mashma. The Rabbi Yossi agrees here that if you aser away, you're permitted in milk. However, the Bryce and the Gemara, they argue. In other words, according to the Bryce, Rabbi Yossi would say that if you aser away, you would also be aser in milk. The Mishnah continues, Hanoidim min habasar, one who makes a neder from meat, no, I'm sorry. Abash, do you have that in the Mishnah? In our Gersa, Abashol Oimer, Abashol says, Hanoider min hagvina, if you aser cheese, aser ba, you're aser bein malucha, whether it's salted, utfelo, or unsalted. Hanoider min habasar, if you aser meat, muter baroitev, you're muter in the gravy. Uve kipa. Let's see what kipa is. It says the Ran, Hanoidir min hagvina, asur bein malucha bein tfela, deloi tema bnei sharoi v'agvinas maluchais, hach stama malucha mashma. Don't say, well, most cheeses are salty, so therefore stam cheese is salty. Kamash malah, no, well, cheese is cheese. If you aser meat, you're mutter in the gravy and the kippah. Says the Ran, mutter baroitev uve kippah. Kippah hainu dak shel basar sheyored l'shulei kedera. Kippah is the thin strands of meat that fall to the bottom of the pot. Because you only aser the meat proper, not the gravy and not the thin strands. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Rabbi Yehuda Oiser. Rabbi Yehuda asers the gravy and the thin strands. Okay. Amar Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda said. So this is Rabbi Yehuda asers. Rabbi Yehuda asers. Okay, so Rabbi Yehuda asers. Now, however, 1 second, which doesn't make so much sense, because Rabbi Yehuda asers.
It was changed to Rabbi Yossi on top. The first Rabbi Yehuda was Rabbi Yossi.
The first Rabbi Yehuda, who changes it? Really? I don't have that in my Gemara.
It says it's a gear system of the wrong.
Okay. So mutter Rabbi Yehuda. Okay. Let me see which Ran. Oh, the Ran that says. Okay, let's read a little bit further. So again, the words of my Mishnah say Rabbi Yehuda asers. Amar Rabbi Yehuda, Maisa va'asar aleinu Rabbi Tarfain bebeitzim shenishbashlu imai. There's a story that a guy asered meat, and Rav Tarfon asered the eggs that were cooked with it. So that proves that when you aser meat, you aser the gravy and the strands with it. So if you look in the Ran, Rabbi Yehuda HaNasi v'asar aleinu l'sayei al Rabbi Yossi Maisi hachovda. This supports Rabbi Yossi. Okay, so the Ran clearly had the gersa Rabbi Yossi. So this shows that when you aser meat, when somebody makes a neder to aser meat, he's asering what's cooked along with it. Amrulai, they said to him, Kain hadavar. It is true. It is true. Rav Tarfon said this, but not in all cases. Emasai, when did Rav Tarfon aser the eggs? Bizman sheyomer, when the guy said, Basar ze alai, this meat on me. Shahanoidim min hadavar, he asered something. V'nesari v'acher. So then we say, since he asered this thing means this and whatever taste it gives. So im yesh boi b'noisein tam, aser. If there's less than 60 in the mixture, it's aser. If it's more than 60, it would be mutter. The Ran here, as you can see, deals with an epic question. You might notice that this is one of this Ran is one of the bigger Rans. Yeah, you may notice that. The Ran deals with the following question. For those who join us for Taruvais, which we start, Be'ezus Hashem, a week from tonight is the first Taruvais share. This is a major topic in Isser V'Heter. Namely, this implies if you have shishim, it would become batal. But the question is, why would it become batal? It's aser b'neder. A neder is davar sheyesh lo matirin. Davar sheyesh lo matirin afilu be'elef lo batal. Something that will eventually become mutter will not become batal even in 1,000. Okay, davar sheyesh lo matirin afilu be'elef lo batal. So the Ran, because of this question, is forced to say chidushim noiraim, which is part of the basis of Hilchos Taruvais. Hopefully in the Eon Share on Sunday we could discuss some of that. Okay? So back to the ranch, they said back to him, the Tanakama said back, it's true that Rav Tarfon asered, but that's when the neder's on a particular piece of meat. Some yeshla b'noisein tam aser. However, if you didn't aser a particular piece of meat, you just asered meat in general, then we say only meat is aser. We do not say that the gravy or the strands of meat are aser. Okay, so let's see the Ran. Amrulai bali machlakusa shel Rabbi Yossi. Those who argue on Rabbi Yossi said back to him, "Kain hadavar kamasha atameyet," like you testify. Aval ein zu raya. This is not a raya to your position. Shaloi aser Rav Tarfon el bezman she'amar basar ze'alai. Rav Tarfon only asered only if you say this meat upon me. The kivan amar zeh. Since you said this, shavya anavshe chaticha de yisura. You rendered it a piece of iser. V'aser b'yotzim imenu, and your aser, whatever comes out from it, your aser in its. Since you aser this piece of meat, so then your aser in the eggs, because the eggs took on the taste. Sha'anoidim min adavar klamer davar zeh. V'nesari v'acher im yesh b'benoisin tam im yesh b'min ha'oser k'dei litein tam b'shal heter k'goyin deleka shishim shal heter hareza aser. Okay. The Mishnah continues. Hanoidim min hayayin. Someone makes a neder from wine. Mutter b'tavshel sheyesh by tam yayin. He's mutter in a dish that has the taste of wine. So the question is, what exactly is the chiddush over here? Is this the exact same case as the previous by meat? So we're going to see it's slightly different. By meat, the question is noisein tam. If you answer the meat itself, so we say mutter baroitev uvakipa. Why? Because you're only answering the meat itself. So let's read this case. Hanodim and ayayin mutter betavshel sheish by tam yayin. If you answer wine, he's mutter in tavshel that has the taste of wine. Why? Because you're answering the wine itself. You're not answering the taste. So if you noidim and ayayin, you're mutter betavshel sheish by tam yayin. So this obviously is going according to who? The Chachamim. Let's see. The Rush says, Kirabanan to Rabbi Yehuda, that when you answer something, you only answer the thing itself, not the taste. However, Amar koinum yayin zeh time. But if you answer this wine, so then you're answering the wine and the taste of it, v'nafal tavshel, and the taste falls into a cooked dish. Im yesh bo b'noisein tam hareza aser. If it gives taste, then it's aser. Okay, that's the Mishnah. That is Nun Beis Amud Aleph.
Why is it so easily accepted that if you answer the wine, you're not answering the taste? It's like so push it that.
Because you didn't.
Wine is part of the wine is enjoying the taste of it. Like why are they not interlocked with each other? I mean, they're so much. No, it's not. Is there a source or is that somewhere?
I think it's part of Nedarim go by lashon b'nei adam, and when people say meat, they mean the meat itself, But you're right. But if he says this yayin, right? So then the thing itself has isser. So then it's noisein tam, like all isser, which is noisein tam. But if you just say wine in general, then we assume your kavana is only wine itself. Okay, but we're going to do part of Nun Beis Amud Beis. It's an opportunity to get ahead a little bit. Okay, here we go.